going on, guys? Hitball is back for the next part of this tutorial, and in the last part we went ahead and we did the kill animation, and in this part we're gonna do everything in our power to get it working. So what I want to do first is I want to make sure that I can in fact determine when he's killed you. So if I take a look at the chase enemy here, if you remember on tick it basically just checks for validity, it speeds him up, and then we move to him, and on success we basically pop out here on a finish execute. So what I want to do is see if I can't determine that he got to me. I kill you. And that's all I need to do to see if I'm in business. Okay, so where is he? He's over there. Come this way. Alright, so he sees me. It's not saying I kill you, so it's not firing successes over and over again because he hasn't gotten to me yet. That's good. Let's see if he gets to me, if it works. I kill you. I kill you. Yeah, it's working. Okay, good. So we're pretty much in business. We can determine that he has actually reached us and he's gotten to us. So what we want to do is when this happens, what I think we'll do is, let's go back to the blackboard, and let's add a new Boolean variable, and we'll say in kill range. Okay, we'll save that. So what we can do here is we can throw on a decorator now, and what we can do is we can say if in kill range is set, we can now create a new task, at which point we can pretty much get rid of the autofill because we're not using it anymore. So we might as well use this, and all we gotta really do is just rename it, and we'll call this kill player. Okay, so that renames that over here, and what we'll do is we'll print I kill you, and on chase enemy we removed that. So we should get the same thing, okay, but we should only get it once, I believe, and then we'll just finish that with a success, and we'll see what happens here really quick. But that's not going to happen yet, because here what we want to do is we want to set value as bool here, and we will promote this to a variable, and we will call this is in range key. What did I actually call it? In kill range. So let's match that better. So in kill range key, and we'll set that to true. Okay, and we got to make sure, actually let me just demo this. If we come over here and we go back to the behavior tree, you'll notice that on chase enemy, I only have enemy key here, and I don't have a way to associate in kill range, and the reason for that is because in kill range key does not have a public variable. Once we make that public and we come back, you can see it does appear here. So we will set in kill range to be true, and at the very same moment we will succeed. So what should happen is it should pop up here, and this should happen, and we should get the text. Let's make sure. Let's just check for any uncompiled blueprints. No, it looks like we're good. So we should hopefully get the same thing when he gets to me. It's going to run away from him for a little bit just to make sure that it isn't going to fire anything while he's chasing me, and then we come up and I kill you. Okay. Again, I removed that from here. So let's check that again. Just come over here. Okay. And what we can do is we can look, and you can see that essentially what's happening, it's firing over and over and over again, and the reason is because we're receiving the execute, and then we're immediately succeeding, and because there's nowhere else for it to go, because this is the only task here, it comes back and runs the check again. So it executes over and over and over and over and over again because there's not a lot of code. So if we put a wait here, it will execute, then wait, then execute, then wait. But we don't really need that. So kill player. Alright, this is where we're going to actually start messing around. So let's say get value as actor and promote this key because we need to get a handle on the enemy key. Enemy key here. We need to do a validity check. It's always a good idea. Okay. And if it is valid, we will then cast to first person character because we need to be able to tell the first person character what's going on. Okay. And pretty much, I don't really think we need to store it, but we probably will. I'll probably end up promoting this right here after a little while. Let's just make sure that code completes. And we need to now go to the first person character, and we need a new variable, and we will call this basically it's the AI that's killing us. So we'll call this killing character, and what we'll do is we will make it an actor. So it's a little bit generic. That way we could also say, because I mean I could say, hey, you know, it's the parasite, you know, but then if I do that, then parasite characters will be the only ones that could ever do this to the character. And what if I wanted a parasite plus I also wanted some kind of fish monster or something under the water that kills you too, and I also want to do a camera switch for that. I don't want to get too specific at this stage. I want to be able to do it later, because what we can do is we can feed it the actor, and then we can try casting to the various different ones that actually affect us. Why does it do that to me all the time? Okay, so what we're going to need to do is, first off, we're going to want to try and attempt to get the camera to go to the correct camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a custom event, and we will call this kill cam, and we're going to give it an input, and this will be killing character, and again actor, actor, dang it, actor. Okay, if you see we get an error, it's just saying, hey, you know, I haven't really compiled anything yet. We just compile it and it works. So what we want to do is set, I think we need to do this from our controller. Do I have a handle on the controller yet? No. So we'll just get our controller. And set view, make view target, let's cast to first person controller because that is a player controller, and set, there we go. So set view target with blend, and the new view target is an actor reference. The question is whether or not this, and we can say how long do we want it to blend, and remember I gave 30 frames in the beginning of the animation to handle this blend, so we'll use 1 second, right? And so the question is whether or not it's going to see this and actually pick its camera out of there. That's the question, because if not, what we need to do is we need to create a camera actor that is linked to the parasite, that we link to the parasite when we do this. So this may or may not work. I'm actually kind of anticipating it not working. So we do kill cam, killing character here, and then on kill player, since we have now cast, we should be able to do kill cam, and controlled pawn ought to be the killing character. So right now he's just going to sit there. He's not going to do anything. So what we want to do is take our controlled pawn, cast to parasite character, we need to get the mesh, which I believe it is called mesh. It is just called mesh. Okay, just double check that really quick. And from here, we can get the anim instance, which will be his animation blueprint. Okay, so we get a handle on that. So immediately after we start blending, we get a handle on this, and then what we'll do is we're going to play a montage. So we're going to create a montage first. So if we go here to the mesh, I have an animation blueprint here. If we go to animation, okay, you can see I don't have a montage, so we're going to create one really quick. Now, montage is just a very simple way to create kind of a one-off animation. It doesn't have to be a one-off, it can also be a string of animations, but you kind of go into like a sequence of animations, and in this case we're only going to have one animation in it. So we're going to call this kill montage, and I'm actually going to get rid of the SK mesh part of that. Okay, kill montage, and what we want to do is kill cam1 gets dragged on here, and you can see that it immediately starts playing that. Okay, and we can throw in some notifies on here for when we want to do different, say, hey, we want to have a particle effect play off of the tips of his stabby stabbers here that shoot straight up, some blood that shoots straight up right here. We can say, hey, play that particle there, right, then play it there again, but also at this point here we probably want to flash the camera to black, just black us out. And we may or may not use a matinee for some of this stuff, because matinee actually, at least in UDK, I haven't tried it in UE4 yet, but matinee had a slow-mo track that would slow the entire game down. It was really, really, really handy for cinematic events, especially like if a character jumps at you and you're like, oh crap, you just animate him jumping at full speed, but then when he gets to the peak of his jump you can slow it down, he's like, ah, and it speeds back up and kills you, you know, for cinematic effect. So we have this, but we still need to be able to come to the anim graph here. Damn it, we still need to be able to call that. So what the animation montage, kill montage here, which is blue, is using a default slot. Now we're not blending anything on him like his upper body or lower body or anything like that, so we're gonna just go ahead and keep it at the default slot. So what we do is we just type slot default slot, okay, and what we want to do is, I think that's all we really need to do. I can't remember. Blend. Pose space. Yeah, because I'm not doing any layered blends per bone here. I'm just doing a full-blown thing. So really all we need to do is just tie the slot in there so that it plays the montage over anything else that's going on. Okay, that should be all we need to do. It's just assign the slot in there. So now, hopefully, what we can do is montage play. We select the montage. We only got, well, we got another one for something else, but that was completely different. So the parasite kill montage in a play rate of 1. Now, I really don't need this to be executing like this, so I'm going to change it to a pure cast, and what that does is it just bypasses it, because the fact is that this behavior tree only runs on parasite characters, so there's no chance of it failing unless the character's been deleted, and at which point all of this stuff gets deleted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So this may or may not be enough. It may or may not be enough to have happen here. And what we can do is test it, I suppose. I really don't know what to expect. Okay, well, the montage certainly didn't play. Montage to play, get anim instance. I don't know, was the animation blueprint all compiled? I really can't remember if this is the only thing I need to do. It's actually been a moment since I've done that. Let me take a look really quick here at something else that I made that does have a montage that works. Yeah, I mean, that's all I did. As you can see here that this has no animation, but when I play a montage on this, which I don't think I do anywhere here, anim notify shut, and I pause it, so I can receive an animation notify here, and then all I do on this guy is just play the montage. So it very well could have worked. Controlled pawn, cast to... I'm going to go ahead and convert that back to an impure cast, and maybe I am eating my own words here about that thing not having any chance to fail. I'm not sure if I missed anything. Let's see if we get a fail message. No, no fail message. And what is his... This only got fired once. This might have failed. Failed cast a character. That's just so I know it's me. Let's see if that's failing. Something's failing here. No? What am I missing? Parasite kill montage. That should play. It's a default slot. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to make a new slot just in case. Add slot. I'm going to call this Parasite. Okay. That goes into a slot manager because I'm worried that the default slot is the same name as that platform that I have, and that's it. So it's trying to play it on the platform creature, and that's not going to work. So we'll choose the Parasite slot and save this. Then we come back to the graph, and we can choose that slot now. Let's see if that was the problem. No. He's still not playing the... Just gonna see if I can get the montage to play, because that's like the most important thing here really quick. He did play it when I told him to play from there. Oh, I know why. 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 Okay, I'm an idiot. Good. 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 Okay, it is playing. It is playing, but it's playing over and over and over and over and over again, which causes the montage to restart immediately. So what we want to do is we want to say montage is playing, which will give us a Boolean value if it's already playing. And that means we need a branch. Okay, so if it's already playing, this is already playing. Don't do anything, but if it isn't, play it. Okay, so this is kind of like a self-governing do once. So if it is playing, it's not going to try to play it again, because when you play a montage, and if one's already playing, it will start it over instantaneously. There's no, like, there is a pause and stuff like that, but we don't want to do that. So this should actually get it to work. hopefully. Hang on. Let's get rid of that one. He's just playing it already. Okay, it didn't play. Still didn't play. Maybe I can't do it from here. I know I can run a cast out to the I can run a cast out to the player. Montage is playing. Parasite kill montage. Parasite kill montage. So if it's not playing play, not sure why it's not working in here. See how many WTFs we get. None. Kill. Let's see. Do we get kill? Did I break something else entirely? No, kill happened. This didn't happen. Get the enemy key. So what I'm going to do is just step it through one at a time. I know I can do breakpoints, but I just am lazy. So that didn't happen. Kill. So, why is this not valid? Oh, god damn, I'm so stupid. I never set this. I always forget that. Okay, yeah, of course it wouldn't work, because this was trying to, what was it getting? I didn't have it public and I never assigned it. Fairly confident it's going to work now. Yes. Yes, Pinky. That was brilliant. I didn't even expect the camera part to work. That took me for a shock. Yes. I'm sorry guys, you know, every once in a while you get these minor victories. Life just shits on you around every corner. Everybody says no to everything, and then every once in a while you just get these small little victories, and man, I am seriously, I've made my last week. How that worked. With a very minor stupid mistake of forgetting to set this damn thing, it just worked out right. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I am really I'm gonna start giggling. Look at it, does the whole camera thing and everything. Okay, so obviously we need to do a little bit more to it, but damn am I happy. Okay, wow. Yes, that was awesome. Oh man. Oh god, it just felt so good. Okay, yeah, sorry, whenever I do something like that and it just works out and something goes really well, I always just explode into laughter, and I don't know why. I don't know why, it's just my reaction. I'm really laughing my ass off right now. Okay, so alright, so what we want to do, let's go ahead and pause this so I can get over my goddamn self here for a second. Okay, so let's we're gonna add a notify, and this is going to be, we're gonna do sounds too. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a new notify, and this is going to be called kill shot. Okay? And so when we save this, what we can do now is in the graph, in the event graph, if we come over here and we type kill shot, We get it. So as soon as that goes, now we can do whatever we want, right? So we could say, hey, restart the level, black out the level, black out the camera, do whatever we want for the most part, and we'll tie it into a lot more cool stuff, like when we get some blood effects and things like that, and sounds and all that stuff, because that's a big part of it too. But it's really all just going to be a matter of doing that kind of stuff in the notify. So what do we want to have happen at the moment that he kills you? Let's see. So we can play a sound at location. Try get pawn owner. I did already store that. So what we can do is grab this get actor location. Okay, so we can play a sound here. And monster scream. Yeah, we'll do a monster scream. And let's see if that will play. Now I know that we could have used a sound notify for this. I know that, trust me. But I'm just doing this to test, okay? I just want to see if it's actually making sure that it is going to run through and it is going to play at the moment that he kills me. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so at this point, what we want to do is, I need a crunch sound effect, obviously, like a how do I want to do this? I know I want to apply damage to the character, to the monster. So let's do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a new custom event, and this is going to be kill player, and we need to give it, we'll just call that player, and again we'll just use actor, so he could kill other AI too or something. And what we'll do is we'll say apply damage, a damaged actor, and the base damage will be a bazillion, okay? Just so it's a definite kill. Now the first person character does have event any damage, and he actually has health right here set to 100. So I really only need to damage him for 100 if I want to kill him. But what if the player has picked up some kind of health bonus or something, right? And he's got like now 150 health that's counting down back to 100 or something. He's got some kind of bonus, and I want to, but I still want to kill him outright. So I want to flood him with just massive amounts of damage. So what will happen is when he receives the damage, he'll subtract it from his health, and then he'll check if, hey, if it got less than or equal to 0, he'll do death. Now death calls an event on the first person controller. Okay, player dead here. So what we do is I actually destroy the controlled pawn and unpossess anything I may have possessed, which is after just a very minor delay here, and then we do an actual 2-second delay before we respawn and repossess. Okay, and then we also we respawn him at the location of if it's a checkpoint, if there's a valid checkpoint. If not, we actually respawn him back at the player start. Get all actors of class, player start, and in this case we only put one player start in the map. Okay, that way it doesn't actually pick, like we don't want to have multiple player starts. We want to actually use checkpoints as the spawn location, and the only difference is the transform that we're getting here. So we're either getting it from the checkpoint or we're getting it from the only player start in the map. All right, and we delay either way. I should have probably just thrown the delay right here, and I didn't have to do 2 of them, and then we spawn the character, and then we repossess them. So the parasite character applies a ton of damage. Like I said, it can be You can do whatever you want. You don't have to set this stuff if you don't want. This is important to do if you're scoring a multiplayer game, or you want to say you want to track how many times you were killed by a fish or a spider or a T-Rex or a bullet or whatever. If you want to track that kind of stuff and it matters to the game what you were hurt by, then you fill this stuff in. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. So we're going to kill the player. Now we need to know who the player is, right? So to do that, we're going to do it a little bit smarter. We could just say get player character, okay, and we could do it to him. But this will work because we're doing a single player game. But if you're not doing a single player game, I'm just gonna, because I know how to do this easy. What we're actually gonna do instead is we're gonna get our controller, get AI controller, okay, and then we're going to get Blackboard from that. And then we're going to get value as object, okay, and the key name, we'll just make a literal name here. I'll just type lit, make literal name, and we'll call that enemy, okay, and what we'll do is we'll apply damage to that actor. So what we'll do is we'll cast to actor. We don't actually have to cast it, because remember, it is an actor. So this can be kind of confusing. Character extends, I believe, from pawn, and pawn extends from actor, and actor extends from object, and object extends from nothing. It's like the root of everything, right? Or actor is the root of everything. But they all extend back down to actor. So you can cast to any level of that, and it's a little bit more global. For instance, let's say I have a class called tools, and then inside of tools I have hammer, I have nail, I have whatever, right? I can do actions on either a hammer or a nail if I just cast to tools. If I cast to hammer, I can't do anything to nails. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I don't even remember where I was. Parasite character. Okay, so we cast the actor, and that just gets us past here. All right, and again, we do know that this will be correct, so we could do a pure cast, but just in case, for safety's sake, I'm just going to not bypass it so that the failed goes nowhere. Okay. So we can now kill the player, and to be honest, we don't even need this input, so let's kill that. And we'll compile that. And let's see what else. After we kill the player, what we want to do, I want to clear, can I clear a value from here? Hey, I can. After he's killed him, I want him to move on. So he doesn't have a character anymore. And then the other thing that I want to clear is being in kill range. Let's just double check the spelling on that really fast. In kill range. And if I'm really worried about it, I can come here and copy and paste that. Okay, no change. So we clear those two values. That way the behavior tree can go back to wandering. Okay. So kill player. Okay. So we have an error. Target. Oh, well, that's got to come off the blackboard. Okay. So we'll compile that. Alright, and if I'm really worried about it, I can double click this right here, which is a new feature, and make these a little bit more obvious as to where they are headed. Like so. And in fact, I can just go to there and delete that. So it's just easier for me to see. It depends. I mean, if you're really worried about it. you can reroute these things, but I'm not super worried about it. So now we need to go back to the animation blueprint and parasite character. We are playing the sound at the location. So parasite character is already cast, okay? So we should now be able to say kill player. Okay, we'll compile that. And so now what we want to make sure happens is that he kills us, which then we respawn, right? And then he goes about his business again. That's what needs to happen. So he's on my shit, he's chasing me. I actually want to look away from him. Then he turns me around. Okay, I should be dead, and I should respawn. I don't know if I actually did die. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I did respawn, but what I need to do is reset my view target . Oh, target is self, view target here. With a blend time of 0, because I want that to be instantaneous. Okay, so from the spawned actor, so I put my view back because remember when I changed the thingy for getting eaten here, kill cam, I've told the controller to change its view. So when the controller deletes his controlled pawn and respawns him and all that stuff, it doesn't make a difference to the player controller. It doesn't care. Its camera has been shifted already. So we need to tell we need to make sure that the player controller sends his camera back. Okay, and that should do it. I should respawn now. Just out of curiosity. Hopefully it works. Kill me now. So I'm looking around. It forces my camera, and I'm dead. And do I respawn? I know the kill cam worked. Okay, so I'm not respawning, so let's take a look. First person controller. Let's go to the first person character, because I think what may have happened is that when I do the damage over here, basically what I want to do is I want to print this no matter what. So I've built a string here, just ouch, I took this much damage. Okay, so let's say this, there's a space after this, by the way. If you look here, there's a space there, and there's a space before this. Okay, you can see there, back and forth, there's a space to make room, so it's not I took and then it just ends up with a number right next to it and then this right after it. So we just prefix a space in there. So let's see if he in fact does take that damage, because I'm not sure that communication is going through. Okay, so that communication is not going through. So kill player. Oh. Well, I never did assign who that was. Get II controller, and that had no target. It's kind of interesting that it didn't give me a warning about that. So we get the enemy, cast to actor, apply damage. Let's try it now. Please don't start barking. I'm like right at the best part. Kill me. I can't move my camera around because it's locked to him. There, ouch, I took 9999 damage. Boom, and I respawned. However, I like totally can't move. Look at this weird movement I got. So what's going on there? This is just a matter of cleanup, I think. So we know we took the damage now, and we know we died. I'm wondering if we need to set the view target possibly before we possess. Let's try that. Let's just try flipping the order here, because I'm not really entirely sure. Now I know that this is the one that's running, because I don't have any checkpoints in the map. So it almost felt like I ended up like in some kind of, like I was in like soup, you know? I was like floaty and everything was really weird. Because I destroyed the pawn, and also the parasite character never went through, and he doesn't go back to his original behavior. So if I come here to, well, you know what, let's just get one thing at a time. Let's fix the player. So I like can't move around. First person character. I'm gonna eject here. Eject. And I think I can just do Alt-C. First person character. It's really weird. I don't honestly know what it's doing. I do know that this respawn method was working fine. What is this goddamn delay thing? I never added this. Somebody else added this. Somebody has broken my respawning. I can't move my camera, and I'm like, I move, I can control myself, like I can hold back, but if I let go, like I'm totally hands-free right now. Do I have any gravity? Am I gonna fall off the edge? Can gravity get disabled? Yeah, I'm falling off the edge. What the hell? See, I'm supposed to spawn the first person character, which I thought was what I did after 2 seconds. We set the view target back to, oh, well, yeah, but still, this is the one that I'm firing. And then we possess it back. Because yeah, and it does put me back to where I started, so it is spawning it, it's possessing it. But when I spawn a new first-person character, I may have to look at this because, like off camera, because this is actually the product of somebody else tinkering with the blueprint. Not myself, and I don't know what's happened. question is, I'm gonna kill this and see if this has anything to do with it. So I'll still be able to walk around and stuff. He'll kill me, but I won't. My camera isn't gonna do its fancy magic. So I can look around. He's doing his animation, and now I'm dead. But yeah, I still. What is all this? All of these controls have died. All of these controls have gone away. This is all just widget, set visibility, widget. Input action settings. Close menu set. That shouldn't be bad, but it's working. Everything's working. This will not happen to you guys. Trust me, it will not. I apologize that it's broken on my end, but I have a feeling that dying in my game was broken before I messed with this at all. So let's just go ahead and put back the funsies. And I'm going to call it here, and I'm probably going to clean the animation up a little bit just to be a little bit more dynamic and stuff like that off camera, because you guys aren't going to learn anything from me showing you guys doing that. Yeah, so it is working. It is working. Everything that I've done here is working fine. Trust me it is. So if I run away, oh, I think he's gone. Wait, oh, what the hell? Oh, dying. And crunch, and then I die. Okay, but it's just this part's busted. And actually, he's not going back to what he was supposed to do. That's something else I'm going to look into off camera too, because the video's getting kind of long. So let me do a little bit of debugging. I will come back and report in the next video, because there's a little bit more I want to do with him. Probably, I think. This may or may not be kind of the finale of the whole thing, but I will make sure that I come back and follow it up with what the answer is in a new video, because I don't want to leave everybody hanging on what's going on with him not returning to his original behavior. That's my big worry for this tutorial. I'm worried about what's going on when I die, but that's aside from the tutorial, and I'm fairly certain if that is not the case, I will also report that, and I will let you guys know what in fact happened. So this is Zippo signing off. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys found that as fun as I did. That was really awesome. Kind of ended on a down note, but either way, it still was really cool because it worked. So see you guys in the next one.